guys, Wages World coming at you. I just wanted to come on here and give you guys a little bit of an update. Hey, I did a live stream with Adam and Dex, and this one here is going to be a premiere. But please, guys, go over to Marfugal News and check out the live stream I just did with Adam and Dex. It was pretty good, pretty awesome live stream. Thanks to those guys and thanks to the Fugal fam. Love y'all. But please go check out that video over there on Marfugal News. You'll see a little bit about what I'm talking about here tonight also. But listen, guys, we got hit with a G1 already. We were not expecting this to happen here on the 18th. Neither was NOAA. That's what they're saying right there, right? That's a G1. That's, that's the latest observed. Right now, the latest observed is nothing. But that's a 24-hour maximum. But we did. We got hit right here. So we might have creeped back down. So it's kind of like a small little hit here. They were not saying anything on the 18th. But they were saying a G1 just for a short amount of time on the 17th. And I talked about this in my video yesterday. I believe I talked about it over on Marfugal tonight also. But what you're seeing right there, guys, is the one that was going to hit before the filament release that I showed in my previous video. NOAA is now saying G2 for the filament. G1, G1, G2. And we'll look at their model here in just a second. But with them saying G2, I think they were just saying G1 at the beginning. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure it was G1. And then they increased the intensity of it when they got more data and was looking at their stuff, right? But, I believe that we could probably see a G3. And I guess on the high end we could see a G4, but I don't think so. I think it's going to be more so a G3 at the high end. What's that mean for us? Well, it's not like grid down stuff, guys, and I know that that's what everybody is concerned about most of the time. But again, like I said before, guys, I'm not grid down, right? If it's a grid down, it's going to be the first thing coming out of my mouth. I promise you, okay? And chances are I may only have a couple minutes to get to you guys on a situation like that, because it'll be, within hours, something that's going to cause our grid to go down would be here. It ain't going to be the typical 3 to 5 days. It's going to get here way quicker. So keep that in mind, which is why I do what I do. I want to bring awareness so when you guys see things happening around you, and I can't be there to tell you or show you, you need to be able to understand and recognize the signs and everything that's actually happening right in front of you to understand it. If you do not understand it, or if you have never even heard of these kinds of things, you're going to be scared. And that's what I'm trying to alleviate. I just want you guys to have the proper information. I'm trying to show you just the conditions and everything else. So I'm not going to come out here and say anything unless I think it's actually happening, which is why I show you guys conditions. And that's what's going on here. So yeah, this is not grid down, basically. I just took you guys on the scenic route to tell you, not grid down. We will see increased aurora. We could see seismic activity increase. We could see, minor electrical issues will happen. Sometimes they will have to navigate their satellites back up into place because it causes extra drag. You can actually get surface charging on bigger geomagnetic storms on the satellites. It could cause, issues on that end of it. But those are some of the things that we look at. But pay attention to your body also. It's no longer a question. Solar activity affects us physically. Okay, this is something it's been proven so many times. Doctors know this. They pay attention to this, especially heart doctors. Okay, so ask your cardiologist next time, or just ask your family doc. What do you guys think about solar storms? They may have a bit of an opinion on that. So, but I just wanted to point that out. So just pay attention to your surroundings there, guys. We do have a sunspot incoming that has been, I'm not sure if this is the one that was real active, but the one that was giving us the big ones a couple weeks ago, I believe it survived the whole backside of the sun. It's going to be turning back in to face us again. It did blow some big ones off the backside. So it's still active. Now, those things can decay very, very quickly, or they can intensify very, very quickly. So just know that. Now, this is Lasco C3. I don't know. This is a zoomed out version. okay, of the LASCO tool. This is on the SOHO Observatory, okay? And it's about 1,000,000 miles closer to the sun than what we are. And it's always looking at the sun. Now, that was another eruption. That eruption there was, I believe it was on the backside, okay? Because I didn't see anything on the front happening in that direction. So, as more stuff comes in, I don't want to take that one to the bank yet. I want to see some more data and see some more imaging before I actually say, hey, that was definitely off the backside. But one thing I can tell you is we didn't see a flare. Okay, but that doesn't mean there couldn't have been another filament release or something, right? But that, most likely that's on the backside, guys. So it's probably going, obviously, to the south and then actually away from Earth. Okay? But I wanted to show that to you. Now, this is NOAA's prediction model, the Enlil spiral. NASA has this also, so it's a bit different, but it's pretty much the same thing. They do use different data points as far as how much the model takes in consideration certain data versus the other, which will change the forecasting. That's why it's different than what NOAA gives you. And when they both match up, you can pretty much take it to the bank that we're going to take a hit. Okay, but as you can see here, they're showing a hit on the 19th. That's top down here on the left, and that's side cut on the right there. The side cut gives us a north-south orientation to see if it's going to line up north-south. And then the top-down version is going to give us, that's our inner solar system there. Well, actually, it's just Earth and stereo A and stereo B right there. 2 satellites. But that'll give us the east-west. Now, looking at east-west when you're talking solar, you need to pretend that your perspective is from standing on the sun. Okay, so what that means is, when we look up from the Earth, and we say, hey, that went off to the Earth's west. That means to our left, right? But when we're looking at the sun, it's not from the surface. So we got to, that's how they've done this with their orientation when they started doing data collection and stuff. So it's backwards when you're talking about the sun. So if you look up at the sun, things that are going to the left is actually the east. Okay? So I just want to point that out. But as you can see, this filament ripped off, and that's what, it's going to hit. Okay, so, and again, I've already kind of talked about that a little bit as far as what could it do. Again, drag on some of the satellites, and again, all those things I've already talked about there. But as you can see there, we'll let this run through one more time here. But you can see the density, and you can see kind of 2 different hits there. And it looks like that second hit kind of even goes a little bit more to our west. Okay? Which, again, remember, it's backwards. So I'll say to the right. How about that? Okay? So this is what they're forecasting. Now, is it all going to pan out like this? I don't know. We just got to wait and see. But as far as the ACE data, I'll show you the Discover data here in a minute. But the red line there, guys, that's the BZ. It is in a negative polarity right now. So when it is in -6 or bigger, that means that really the stuff is really flying in here. Okay, it makes it easier to come into our system. The stuff that's coming here is plasma. And plasma is charged gas, and it has a polarity. Opposite polarities attract each other. Magnets, right? Geomagnetic storm, right? So when we're talking about this, if it's in a negative, it gets drawn into our system easier. Okay? So if the plasma, when it gets here, is in a positive orientation, you would see that red line above the hash mark, kind of where the white line's at. Okay? So that's what I'm talking about. So whenever that's, just remember, -6 on the BZ is what we look for as far as the threshold. And if it's even more than that, then yeah. I mean, we could really take some good hits. So we'll have to wait and see once this filament gets here. Now, again, here's your aurora. We'll take a look at this real quick. And again, guys, it's just a little bit of an uptick. You're not going to see much. I'm not going to waste too much time. You can see the termination line there, day to night. Remember, when the stuff hits us, it's hitting us on the day side, right? But the aurora is going to be at night. You can see some aurora in the day there. It's kind of showing it on here on this. I'm not sure if you can actually see. I'm sure you can at certain times, some daytime aurora, but that would be some intense stuff that got down to where we're at. Most of us, where most of us live, which is in mid latitudes. High latitudes, which is, you know, the Arctic Circle and up that way. So, anyway, I wanted to show you that aurora. Also, guys, we talked a little bit about the electron count. I mentioned that over on Marfugal today. This is total electron count. I could run this model. I'm not going to because, yeah, it's just not really all that impressive right now. But when we get hit with stuff like this, we get flooded with electrons most of the time. And that can affect some things. It's just another model for us to look at to kind of see what's happening. It's all this stuff is in an effort to give us a visual representation of what's happening, to give us a better understanding around what's going on around us. That's why we look at these models. You know, and that's why we keep historic data to kind of see, so we can at least somewhat forecast out in front of us, so we can be prepared for anything. And just and to be honest with you guys, this stuff is pretty neat. You know, aurora is awesome in my opinion. Some of the pictures we get from the satellites, from the imaging, it's just really, really cool stuff. So, and again, my opinion. But as you can see here, guys, this is the sunspot number. What you're looking at there is a sunspot number progression. The forecast is the red line. We've achieved, overachieved, okay, every month. Okay, so what that means is our solar cycle 25 is way more active than the forecast had said it would be. There were some few that kind of stepped out from mainstream and went kind of against the grain there a little bit and said, no, I think it's going to be more active. It's going to be more this way or that way. And they seem to be proven right now. I mean, we're talking years now of data collection that has proven that this cycle is more active so far. And we have no reason to believe, because we're still going to continue to be in solar maximum as far as this cycle is concerned for a while. Okay? So we have no reason to believe that this is going to slow down. So I just wanted to point that out. Guys, this is the 304 on SDO. And what you're going to look at here, guys, they're going to show you this filament again. And as you can see, it's ripping off right there. You know, it is what it is, guys. That thing is pretty substantial. So I just wanted to show you guys that again so we can move on here, and I'll show you it on Soho in just a second. Guys, got you over here at Soho, and what are you looking at there? Check that out. I put a little diagram there just to show you guys what was up with the location of Soho. And again, it's about 1 million miles closer to the sun than what we are. And again, guys, look at that. That's the filament eruption. So I did want to show that to you guys again, just so you guys can get a better idea of what's actually happening here. And again, we've had other eruptions, but I think they were off the backside. But I just wanted to show you guys that again too. So, you know, so you got a better idea of what's happening. Okay, guys, this is the NASA Enlil spiral model. I already showed you guys the NOAA spiral. This is NASA's version of it. This is the same filament eruption. You see the difference? They got this one kind of hitting us a little. NASA's got it hitting us more direct. Okay? This is the top down on the left. This is the side cut that NOAA showed us. Now what we get different over here on the NASA one is our orbital line stretched out in a straight line. So it gives us kind of a third axis to see if this thing hits. And all three of these are hitting. Okay? So I don't think it's a question of if it's going to hit. I do think it's going to be a question of what kind of intensity it happens to hit us at. But I did want to show you guys the NASA model also, to show you guys that these kind of are agreeing with each other. At least a little. Guys, I got you over here at the magnetosphere tool. Okay? This is over here. And what you're seeing here is the velocity, the speed. And so, yes, we're getting hit currently. It looked like it's going to be kind of short-lived, this first initial hit. But we'll watch it come in here on the velocity, then I'll show it to you on the density, and then the pressure. The pressure is what most people understand. There it hit. You see the colors change? And it did kind of slow down there after that. It looked pretty quick. So I'm not sure if that's the end of that one or not. Most likely, yeah, that's probably it. Now the filament's still on its way, okay? But that was from the previous CME that popped off that they expected to come in anyway. So this is the density, and as you're going to see here, the darker colors are the higher dense signatures. You see that little ripple? Yes, it just updated. You see that? Look at that. Now it's jumping around there a little bit because the time frame, it had missed some frames there. It missed a few of the uploaded frames. So just to clarify what you're looking at there. But as you can tell, guys, that's, yeah. I mean, this is showing a hit. Now this is pressure. Watch this, okay? We all understand what pressure is, right? So magnetic pressure is magnetic pressure. It's pressure on the Earth, at least on our magnetosphere. If you notice there on the left, you see that kind of looks like it almost opens up a little bit, and then it's going to close up a little bit, open up. It fluctuates. So that's kind of what you're seeing. And you are kind of seeing a north-south kind of moving here, and this is all what we would expect to see. See how it's kind of wide open right there? See that close up red right there? It's going to open back up again too. Watch. See that? That's the intensity. Now, it's more like a donut, our magnetosphere is. We're kind of in the middle of the donut, right? It's not just like a flat curtain out in front of us. Things roll over top of us, right? That's how the magnetic field deflects it. So just kind of keep that in mind. But I wanted to show that to you. Okay, guys, I want to end here. This is the NOAA model again. And again, guys, listen. This is, it's going to hit. You know, are we going to see big stuff? No, we're going to see most likely just aurora. Increased aurora. We could see some minor stuff happening like satellite corrections and stuff like that. I guess on the higher latitudes we could see some transformer issues, maybe some electrical grid issues, but this is not grid down. But this is significant, okay? So I just wanted to point this out and bring this to you guys and let you guys see. So please go check out the live stream over on Marfugel News. They just are awesome people over there. The Fugel fam is awesome. So please go check out the live stream I just did over there with them, with Adam and Dex, and, you know, the Fugel fam. And the mods over there are really good friends of mine. So is Adam and Dex. So, guys, please go check them out. We talked about some pretty cool stuff. So please go check that out. But anyway, it wasn't just solar weather either, by the way. So go check that out. Anyway, so again, just wanted to bring this to you guys. I'll be back tomorrow probably. I'm going to try to upload every day now, at least a little bit of an update. And I'm going to be sprinkling in some live streams too. You know, as we move forward, it could be more of a, you know, I could live stream. There might be days where I live stream and that'll be the video for the day. Most likely that's what will happen when I do live stream, unless I just decide to do like a once a day update. Just conditions, like a little short one, and then I'll do a live stream to explain and those kinds of things. But I'm never going to leave you guys hanging on big events, okay? I've always said that, and I've always followed through with that. I've said that I was going to do, you know, daily videos and stuff in the past, and I wasn't able to follow through with that, and I do apologize for that. But for right now, that's the plan. I do think I can get a, you know, 3 or 4 minute at least update video every day. Most likely it's going to be longer than that, and I will explain. And if I have time to do the live stream, I'm going to live stream. All right, and I'm going to try to keep all the at least the solar stuff, everything that we're going to talk about in that end of it at the very beginning of the video. And if we want to stray off at the end and do those kinds of things, we will. But I am working on some stuff here in the background also. I'm trying to increase my quality of my videos by doing certain things. And most likely here in the next month or so, you might start seeing my face on my videos. Haven't decided yet, but that's probably going to be coming. And whether people like that or not, probably not. I don't know. Who wants to look at me? I don't know. Maybe my wife will. Who knows? Well, actually, tomorrow, guys, is our 30th wedding anniversary. You believe that? You believe that? Wow. Anyway, guys, God bless. Yahusha saves. And I'll give you guys all the updates I possibly can. If anything big happens, I'll be back here right away. And as always, you can drink this Kool-Aid.